Oh, hey, hi, hello, we are here. Sorry about the delay. There was some minor technical issues, but we are here now and all set to go. We're going to go around the room, introduce who we're going to be playing, and we'll go ahead into a small recap going forward. And we'll go ahead and start with Hannah, because once again, Warren is not here for us to start with.
Hey, I'm Hannah playing Morgan Fisher.
It feels like there should be some clan information that comes afterwards, but I'm very sad that there's not. But here we are. um, what's your creed? Maybe that's what we'll go.
Creed is inquisitive.
Nice. Next up, we have Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'm playing Katrina Forrester, also known as Trina, and her creed is inquisitive as well.
Intriguing. Next up, we have Rob.
I'm playing Jonas Bergstrom, and my creed is faith.
Beautiful. And we have Ian. Because they just were complaining they were just talking how good they were doing last week, and here we are.
Whoa, no, you missed me with that. I'm sorry that I had to wait through an ad to be able to mic check. Miss me with all of the allegations. Hi, I'm Ian. I am playing the one and only Riley. Loverboy, Heartmore. It's gonna be a good time. And Creed is underground, so we're doing all the information type nonsense. Maybe pretty good at lying to people.
Allegedly.
Maybe just good at being cute.
Maybe.
I can confirm he's very good at lying to me. Or they're very good at lying to me.
I don't think you have the stat bonus for cute, though, so I don't think you...
I'm pretty sure I do. I specifically took it with 4 dots.
Oh, that's not cute. That is beautiful. Cute is 2 dots. Let's make sure that we get these.
I'm sorry, do I need 6 dots and being attractive to be both stunning and cute?
It's not possible, Ian. There's a 5 dot maximum. I need you to calm down.
I'm gonna get World of Darkness on the phone. Hey guys.
Let's move that up by 1 dot.
Yeah, they said it's cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But thanks everyone for coming, hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Tonight's episode is going to be titled Too Late. And last time we had a lot of RP that was going on last session, where Morgan was spending a lot of time being very intrigued and following this individual who claims to have seen a ghost multiple times throughout the day in multiple different days. Morgan was very kind and offered up a couple of drinks, gave her number, and said, if you see anything, let me know. I'm happy to help where I can. But the rest of you, and including Morgan later on, had another concern, and that was following up on your new friend. I'm getting these characters' names down eventually, I promise. Riley.
Hi.
And making sure that they were all right after being a victim of a kindred and a terrible, terrible blood bond. Everyone at home, if you don't know already, don't be blood bonded. I know some people have a thing for them, but just don't do it, okay? It's just bad all around, no matter human, kindred, whatever. Just don't do it.
I feel like we need to put out a video that's like, I'll come out and sit on a chair backwards and be like, hey, we've had a lot of fun around here, but we need to talk about blood bonds.
True. But you guys continued to make sure that they were okay, and definitely not doing or hiding any drugs in this safe area for them. And also making sure that, they're not also trying to get out of trouble, or get into trouble, I should say, and go dancing. Where very, very quickly, was thrown underneath every bus possible by Morgan. Um, but as you guys were wrapping up, Morgan received a phone call from the individual who had seen some ghosts. Um, very heavy, labored breathing was on the other line before finally someone saying, "No, wait, stop," before being cut off short. A few more moments had gone by, and a very low, guttural whisper that said, "Violence," whispered on the other side. And that is where we are picking up as everyone is climbing into a car and heading to the last known location of this individual. So that's where we are going to be picking up this evening. You guys are in the car on your way to this house, or area at least, where Morgan was able to get a ping off the person's cell phone.
And I was also, if I remember correctly, screaming into the phone trying to get, 911. Well, actually, I think Morgan was relaying information 911. I was talking to the person. No, other way around. Sorry.
We got it. Yeah, Morgan was definitely relaying information back and forth to the person while you were on the phone calling 911 and giving them the information of last known location and all this other information that was available. But you guys have began to head that way. Anything you guys would like to do or prepare before arriving at the scene?
En route, do we get any notification that like EMS has arrived on scene, or that they found anybody or anything like that?
No notification or anything like that through like any sort of like neighborhood app or anything. But as you're on the line, Morgan, as long as you stay on the line, you will just continue to hear silence after that whisper. The line doesn't disconnect, but it does gain some static going off. But other than that, it's just silence on the other side of the phone.
I'd like to do what do I know about ghosts?
Ooh.
Probably very little.
Of course, of course. Is that using an edge or a perk or just a
I don't think that I have
knowledge?
time to do. I don't think I have time to do a library.
Sure.
So I think I'm just going off of occult. But
Yeah, let's go ahead and just roll intel and occult.
way better at.
Yeah, exactly.
No successes. So
Okay.
I think that I'll be to Trina. So if this is a real ghost, what do we do about this thing?
I do have occult plus intelligence as well. Should
Yeah,
I roll
you can
that?
absolutely roll that.
I'm going to as well, but this is all to hold information to as close to the chest on my side as I can.
I like it.
Building that trust.
Oh, right on up.
3 successes.
3 successes. For the most part,
Nice.
both Riley and Trina, you guys know that, surprise, surprise, at least combat with the ghost is very difficult. In most cases, impossible, because, most things just go through them. But a lot of times they have to be exorcised away from the scene, whether it's causing some heavy damage to the scene around them. Sometimes just like an actual exorcism can cause it to go away. Sometimes it's just like figuring out why the ghost is here and putting them to rest and maybe taking care of that issue that they were looking for. So definitely a couple things you do know about the ghosts there.
Okay. Well, honey, I'm going to be honest with you. Going toe to toe with one of these things isn't going to be pretty. I'd say our best bet's going to be trying to help them either figure out what's keeping them tethered to this world, or we're going to have to find us a priest and exorcise it. You know any? I'll say with a smile, looking back at him.
No, haven't really been a part of that scene for a while. Okay. So if we're not going to be able to fight it, this might be a try to keep everybody safe situation. Morgan, you'd recognize this person if you saw him again, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you be able to tell if they were acting weird?
Yeah, I think yeah, definitely. Especially after I saw them see the ghost in the window.
Okay. Well, I mean, unless anyone's got a better plan, you were on the phone with him, Morgan, so it would be plausible for you to be going to check up on him. We'll stay nearby, make sure that if you need to get out, we can get you out.
I can.
Honey, I'm not letting her go in there alone.
Yeah, I can mosey with.
I'm just thinking that the person might need medical assistance, and Morgan, I don't know if your background includes that.
No, I do not like the sight of blood, as you know.
In a lifetime far away and long ago, I was a trauma nurse, so I'm more than happy to help you go in there and see if we can get that young man out of there.
Whose car are we in?
Morgan's.
Okay. Morgan, you mind if I smoke in this thing?
Yeah, that's fine. Just roll down the window, please.
Okay. He asks as he's like actively patting.
He was already making the move.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so it sounds like Morgan and Trina, you're looking at going in. I guess Riley, if you want to, but the fewer people we put in harm's way, the more people we have to get them out of it.
Well, the one thing that I would say is that in the before times, I guess, a couple days ago, one of my key functions was like observe and report. Really good at watching things, and I have a knack for picking up on people that aren't people, if that makes sense. So if I go in, I might be able to be a solid extra set of eyes. But I understand if you don't want the extra body in there.
What about this, Riley? You come and you stand in the doorway. Don't go inside. And if you see anything or feel anything, you let us know.
I think that's solid. I can do that. Let's do that.
Okay, and I'll stay with them then.
Okay.
We've got to find the damn house first.
Yeah.
Is it normally this nerve-wracking? Holy crap.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Go team.
All right. As you guys are coming up to the area, you guys do come up to a intersection that does have, out of the like 4 different intersections, 2 of them are cul-de-sacs that are rather full. So I need someone to go ahead and roll intelligence plus investigation. But anyone who has at least 1 dot in investigation can assist with this, and can give the person leading it 1 additional dot. So if you have
My
it,
pool would be 5 for that one. Intelligence plus investigation.
okay.
I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know where
Happy
everybody
to
else
help.
is.
I don't have any investigation
Okay.
dice, so
My pool is 7.
Nice. Right there. There's our winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Do you need us to roll
Actually, I don't have
those?
investigation.
What was your question or ask?
Do you need us to roll to add that bonus die?
Nope.
To...
As long as you have a dot in it, you go ahead and get to assist.
Okay, sweet.
So you go ahead and add 8, or you get 8 dots or 8 dice there, Morgan, for your investigation roll. Holy crap!
Nice.
I think that's more dice than anyone.
what?
All or just the.
I don't think we can do the piss off ghost without brick.
No, 100%.
Yeah, we really need the brick for that.
I don't think a brick's gonna help a whole lot.
You haven't met this brick.
Oh, okay.
Just because the character was rock. Piss off ghost.
Yeah, piss off, ghost.
All right, everyone at home, sorry about that. Did have a minor internet hiccup, but as it is for Tuesdays, for like the last 4 Tuesdays, it's been very rainy and miserable here, so it's just very much on brand. But you went ahead and rolled those 8 dice.
So I got 3 successes, and then I willpowered and got 2 more, so 5.
Nice.
Woo! No critical, just regular success, right?
Correct.
Okay. As you're searching around, as you're looking at multiple houses real quick and scanning, you see a house that definitely stands out compared to the rest. The yard isn't as kept. A lot like there's a not like a mold, but there's just like a green hint to the siding, like maybe it hasn't been cleaned in a very long time. The mailbox is actually open and like filled with mail. Definitely looks like this house has seen better days, and it seems weird that it's just the one out of the rest of the neighborhood.
I'm gonna pull up right here, guys. This kind of looks interesting.
Like before the cars even stopped, Trina's throwing the door open and like running around the vehicle up towards the porch.
Okay. I need everyone to go ahead and roll Wits and Awareness, DC 3 for me, please.
Oh shit.
That's why we can't have nice things.
I found a hole in my stats.
The perception.
The awareness is not my strong suit.
I'm gonna willpower that and re-roll.
Woohoo! 2 successes.
That is
I
4
need one-
successes, by the way, Ian. You criticaled.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
That's 2
Oh.
tens.
I
If you
just
want
didn't
to,
like the ones.
if you want to, you're more than welcome to. But I'm just saying that is 4 successes.
Nah, if we beat the threshold, then I'm good. I just didn't like the look of those ones.
Yeah, I liked them, but you can keep them if you want.
I mean, that's not like a. Those ones aren't hindering me in any way in that regard. Then,
Sure.
so, nah, we'll leave it. My bad.
Okay. Trina, do you want to willpower? Or are you happy with your 2?
I'm gonna stick with it. I pretty low odds of actually getting it, so
I like it.
everybody else got it, so hopefully they'll stop me from falling in a pit or something.
Yeah, exactly. Morgan, what did you get?
I got 4.
4? Okay. Everyone besides Trina, in the front window, as Trina's running in towards the front of the house and running towards the patio, you do see the front light is on, like the patio light is on, but also the front room light is on. And you can see a figure behind the curtains sort of being displayed on the front of this window, like a silhouette of someone just standing in the window. But as soon as Trina hits the step for the front of the house, they sort of disappear backwards and fade into the room.
So I've got my window open, so I think I'll Trina, wait.
I kind of skid to a halt, looking back at him.
Point at the window and say, in a softer tone, still conversational but not yelling. There was somebody in that window a minute ago. Looks like they backed off. Could be somebody home. Could be something's going on.
Okay. She'll kind of slide closer to the door and try the handle to see if it's locked.
It is indeed locked.
Okay. Does the door have windows in it?
It has a little peephole, but that's about it.
Okay. I will ring the doorbell a couple times if there is one. If not, I'll hammer on the door.
Yeah, you go ahead and hit the doorbell a couple times. You can hear it audibly through the other side of the door.
You want me to get that? And I'll produce a small lockpick set out of my pocket.
Are you
So
good with those, honey?
I'm gonna try to look around and see if any of the neighbors are paying attention.
Yeah. What'd you get for your wits and awareness? 3.
3.
As you're searching around, no, it seems quiet. And it's still earlier in the afternoon. It's like more going into evening, sort of around dinner time. But other than that, it's not crazy busy. Like there's no like people on the outside playing, like kids outside playing. There's no people out and like on their patios or anything. It's just quiet on the outside. But no one seems to be looking through any sort of windows or anything like that to like see what the commotion's about.
Cool.
Yeah, with Riley's smile, Katrina will step out of the way.
And I'll
She's watching very attentively as she fingers her own lockpick.
Oh, fun.
Dex plus larceny, please.
Dice don't fail me now.
Story moment. Story moment.
Right. Oh, excuse me, type in the right place, please.
You're excused.
This one I am gonna willpower a little bit.
Okay. You have 3 willpower.
Yes. All right, it puts me at 4 successes.
Cool. 4 successes will get you. The door
And
opens
that
up.
10 doesn't count as 2, correct?
Correct.
Because
Yep.
it's just the single 10.
You got it.
Gotcha.
Also, while Trina's paying partial attention to what Riley's doing, she's also blocking for them. So, like, to make sure if anybody's looking over here, they won't see them fiddling with the lock.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you're able to open it up without any sort of issue.
All right, cool. Then as soon as I feel that telltale like click or pop inside the lock there, just go and open sesame. And I'll push it open and kind of step out of the way and gesture in for everybody.
I would walk in.
Okay.
I'm right on Morgan's heels, looking for
Are
a
you
person.
by yourself, or do you have a friend with you as well? Is Tank with you?
Tank?
Or...
Oh yeah, Tank's definitely there.
I figure as much. Just wanted to make sure. As you guys head into the house, it is extremely cold. We're talking like anywhere probably between 50 and 55 degrees inside this house. The two of you sort of wait for a moment, and you don't hear anything going on inside the house. There's no music, no TV, no nothing. But you do smell like something is burning.
But like in the living room or anything, there's no
No.
sign of the person they saw, or
Mm-mm.
Do we see smoke?
No, it doesn't. You don't see any sort of smoke like at the ceiling or anything.
I guess sure.
What kind of burning? Is it like electrical burn? Is it like the oven's on?
It sounds.
Like a
It
gas
smells like
burn? Is it
something
like
like.
a sulfury burn?
Yeah, no, it's more of like just something is left in the oven for too long.
oh, gotcha.
I will say, if Riley goes to go inside, that Jonas is going to put a hand on his shoulder and be like, "Hey, we're waiting out here.
Yeah, true. My bad. Caught in the moment.
We need to explain why. We need to explain why we came in here like a bat out of hell. People come out asking. You seem like you might be able to convince folks that we're here for a good reason."
Yeah. I would say probably.
Trina looks at Morgan and is like, "Get behind me, honey, and put your hand on the small of my back and leave it there. We're searching this house."
Right behind you.
Okay, I'll start kind of moving room to room, making sure that I always feel the connection with Morgan before I move into the next room.
Sure. Is Tank just standing next to you just the entire time? Or are you having Tank sort of lead this?
No, Tank would probably actually be guarding our rear,
Okay. So
following behind, kind of that way. Morgan's sandwiched between the two of us.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I have Tank in the right spot here.
A marching order.
I don't know why we would need one. Just asking for a friend.
The classic.
I'm just trying to learn how Trina really works in this kind of situation with Tank. Is all I'm trying to figure out. But as you move first to the living room area, the furniture and the carpet and everything is well lived in and well worn in. Nothing new at all. When you sort of walk in on the coffee table, you can see there's a bunch of papers sort of just thrown onto the table like they were ripped open, just tossed there. Morgan, you recognize the jacket he was wearing, sort of draped over back of one of the chairs in here. And around that same chair, probably about 12 beer cans sort of just on the floor.
I
But
would let Trina know that he was here.
She just kind of nods, keeps moving.
But other than that, it's a relatively normal looking. Doesn't look like super high class or well off in any sort of capacity. But as you continue to go into the next room, the next is the dining room that's sort of connected to it. Dining room has a very, very small circular table and two chairs on it, again, covered in papers of some sort. And have even a couple more beer bottles that are on top of it, as well as looks like some to-go food or gas station food containers that are just tossed onto it. And then as you continue past that, you go into, which is weird, it has like saloon doors that go into the kitchen. And the entire, I mean, there's a lot of countertop space here, but the entirety of it is covered in different alcohols of different bottles and different kinds. And you do get to the point where you smell like the smoke, or not smell the smoke, excuse me, smell the burning a lot coming from this room. It hasn't built out of like the oven or anything like that yet, but you can definitely tell something inside of that oven is burning. And it's roughly about this time where right above you, you hear a loud thud, like something just hit the floor above you. And it was a one-story building, where it probably has like a little attic or some sort of crawl space above the first floor.
We'll get to that. I'll say.
Right. You go through the kitchen, which again has another one of the saloon doors you can sort of see through, and it does have a hallway, which a couple of rooms that are both shut.
On the way, I will turn the stove off if it's on.
Yep, it
Okay.
was on. You're able to go ahead and turn it off.
Not gonna open it.
Probably fair.
What?
We'll find the charred head later.
But you go ahead and head into this hallway, and it's completely pitch black in this hallway. You do see that there is a light fixture in the center of it, but just looks like to be turned off. But you do see two doors on your right side of the hallway and one at the very end of the hallway. All
I've got a
shut.
little pocket mag light that I'll click on and just kind of illuminate, just kind of double check the corners, make sure there's nobody like creeping up in the,
Right, of
waiting to
course.
drop down on us when we come inside.
What have I done to you? It makes you think that that'd be an option. Is all I'm saying.
I run Delta Green, so
That's fair. Um,
I'm like, what would I do?
as you sort of step into or click on the light and look around, you can absolutely see there. It looks like a blood trail that leads from the end room at the end of the hall going into the room that's closest to you. And that
She
is where
reaches-
we will do something interesting for the first time and increase danger to 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh. Let's see here.
Okay. I reach in the side and pull out a little medallion and wrap it around my hand.
It's probably fair.
And I'm going to go ahead and activate. I don't know if I have to activate it, thwart the unnatural,
Okay.
just so I'm ready if they try some bullshit.
As long as it is presented, because I don't think you have the perk where you don't need to present it. As long as you are presenting it, I'm assuming that is you activating it, because I don't think you actually have to. I think it's just a passive once you are showing it off. At least that's how I'm going to rule it, because that's how I understand it.
Gotcha.
But you,
So I also still would have had the phone on. Would I hear any
Like
like
us
do
moving
I
around.
hear us
Yeah.
coming closer, or do I hear the bed upstairs?
are you guys trying to be quiet? Is the question? Are you guys just trying to walk around like you're owning the place?
No, I'm moving as lightly as I possibly can, but I'm also not like a ninja, so
Sure. In that case, go ahead and roll Dex plus Stealth for me.
another hole in my. Thanks for making all these
helping.
glaringly obvious now.
What can I say? Except you're welcome.
Can I say, but you're welcome.
See, I was trying to do it to not get demonetized by the Lord Mouse, but here we are.
One mighty success.
Solid.
0.
Double solid. Yeah, you can absolutely hear yourself between the two of you, your shoes, stepping on the tile floor of the kitchen. And you could have heard yourself ringing on the doorbell as well. So you definitely know you are at least in the same location of his phone.
Do I feel like we're getting closer to the phone? Like, is it getting louder?
Yeah. You couldn't really pick anything up until you got to like the kitchen, where it was a little bit more noticeable with the tile floor. So you definitely are able to tell you're heading in the right direction at least.
I will shoot a text over to Jonas real quick before we go into the hallway proper. Let him know blood.
Text back body question mark.
Stand by.
Please await additional instructions.
So I will have okay, so when we get to the door where the blood trail goes, I'm going to be very careful not to step in the blood.
Of course.
My question for you is doorknob left or right side?
Left side.
Okay. So I am going to stand on the left side.
Mhm.
I'm going to have Tank on the right, and I want Morgan behind me on the left.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Jonas and Riley, please go ahead and roll Wits and Awareness, DC 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
Please continue.
I will check the knob. I'll reach inside and pull out like a hanky and check the knob.
Okay, I like it.
Does it turn?
It does turn.
Okay. I'll count to 3, kind of showing Morgan like, and then push the door open
Okay.
and shine the flashlight in. Just
You-
kind of peeking around the corner. I'm not exposing myself, making myself a target.
I love it. As you turn the doorknob and push in, you go ahead and you see a very, very gut-wrenching scene. As you can see, what looks like the entirety of the chest cavity has been opened, and something had eaten its way through. Not like it was tore open or cut open, but something ate through the chest cavity. And it looks like it's probably about the size of a bowling ball in the middle of his chest.
I'll reach in and close the door again.
That's fair.
I will look at Morgan and I'll say, "Get out of here. I'm going to wipe this place down. We were never here."
Okay. Are you gonna tell me what's going on?
Well, honey, it's probably best for your ability to sleep at night not to have me describe in too much detail, but let's just say the man, he ain't alive anymore, and we don't want to be in any way, shape, or form associated with what happened to him, if you catch my meaning.
I'm catching it.
Morgan
And I'll
and
walk backwards.
Trina, I would like for you guys both also go ahead and roll Wits and Awareness, DC 2. Riley, while you're on the outside,
Ahoy.
you hear the sounds of very distant sirens that are coming in this direction that someone was so kindly called on this location.
Well, let's look at Jonas. It's a good thing, right? It's a good thing, right? We called them.
What's a good thing?
2 successes.
Oh, sirens.
Depends. I'll shoot a message to Trina that says emergency services coming soon.
So I'm like, wipe, lock, door handle, doorbell. Wipe it down now. Get back in the car.
Morgan, what'd you get on your Wits and Awareness?
3.
All right, both of you guys hear what sounds like it's very loud, like crab tapping on the tile floor that you guys are on the other side of from that saloon door to you, like right next to you.
Where does this hallway go?
It goes to 2 other shut doors. One that the blood trail leads to, and then the other one that is unknown.
Kind of thinking about the layout of the house, is there any possibility that that door is going to get us to the living room area?
So you'd have to go back and wrap through the kitchen to get to the
Okay,
living
so
room.
that just kind of based on what I'm seeing,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like we have to go back.
Yeah, so like the wall that has nothing on it
Mm-hmm.
would be the living room wall that you guys sort of walked into the house on.
Gotcha.
If you wanted to, you could go through the end of the hall where the blood trail looks like came from, and probably get out the window to the front of the house. But if you're trying to wipe everything down and head the back way you came, you definitely have to turn around.
How looking at Tank,
Mhm.
are his hackles up? Like more than normal.
He's definitely on alert from whatever sound is coming from the kitchen. Like he's got his eyes sort of like bouncing between you and the kitchen just sort of like waiting for a command, but his hair is sort of raised up a little bit. He's definitely on alert and knows that something is on the other side of that saloon door.
God damn it. Gonna turn off the goddamn stove.
And right about this time, you do see, because you could see like around the saloon door, right? Like it's just a small door there. You do see smoke begin to billow up.
Oh shit, I turned it back on.
And you hear like something's opening the oven door, and the smoke is billowing out.
It's cooking that motherfucking heart.
Awesome and terrible.
We gotta go this way. I'll point back down the hallway the opposite direction.
Asking for no particular reason.
Uh-huh.
Gas stove or electric?
You don't really know. You haven't had the chance to go really look at it there, Jonas.
Asking for a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Asking for a friend.
Been looking at
Just seeing
renovating.
how long it takes till we blow up a building.
Oh, that's not allowed in
So-
this chronicle with Justin in it. Sorry.
We will creep down the hall.
Sure.
Like I said, once again, avoiding the blood trail, being very cognizant not to step in that.
Yeah. Both of you go ahead and roll another Dex plus Stealth for me, please, as you guys are heading down. I'm sorry, don't blame me for your character build.
Oh, I 100%
One
will.
success.
0.
All right.
Yeah.
Both of you guys
It
had
is possible
failed.
that for reasons we
I can see
switched
it.
away.
We're like halfway down the hallway, and it's like,
Not quite.
shit.
It's more of the loud squish as you realize the carpet is just soaked.
Oh.
But we will go ahead and do something else we haven't got the chance to do yet. And desperation is now up to 1. Look, all these mechanics we get to learn, guys. It's so
There's
good.
so many of them. How many do there have to be?
Just 2. We hit them all. Congratulations.
It's spooky.
And as you take a step and your foot sort of sinks into the carpet a little bit, and you hear this
Oh,
the squish.
God damn
The
it! I
s-
love these shoes.
The squeaking stops from the kitchen, and you hear the sound of the sort of crab claws continue to clatter across the tile floor and onto the wall.
Oh fuck!
As you begin to see, sort of peeking through the top opening off the wall, sort of turned sideways like this, you see a very extended head that has on a very long neck that's sort of twisting its head around and looking towards the two of you. And it's got like a very wide mouth that splits this way and almost like almost pincher like.
Don't stop moving, honey. Get to the window. I'm backing up.
And this is when it begins to jump through and go onto the hallway. And now you get to see the entirety of this thing. And it is has like the upwards chest of a human with a almost elongated neck that sort of can wrap around corners. But the body of this thing, so like if you think of it's like a centaur almost, but like the body of this thing is like centipede like. And it does have a very large stinger at the very back of it.
How far are we from the window?
You have to go to the end door first. But
Okay.
you guys are roughly about 5 feet away from that door and about 6 feet away from the thing that's looking through the saloon doors.
And I'm assuming we're not close to that door that we already opened.
You guys are like 2 steps away from the door that you guys had opened up to look into originally, but that would be 2 steps closer to that thing.
I
Keep
think
moving.
that it's gonna take us a long time to get out this way.
We're not going in the other room.
But it's right there.
Just
I'm
okay.
like still kind of walking backwards.
Listen, you turn around and you run. I'll be there shortly. Just get in the room, get the window open. So I'm probably going to be hauling ass.
Okay, good thing I wore my sneakers today. Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna book it.
Okay.
And I'll just keep moving backwards slowly.
Both
Keeping
of
my
you
little
guys
medallion
roll
gripped in my hand.
wits and investigation. DC 3. And if one of you, this is something that you could use your desperation die, you're more than welcome to use a point of your desperation die, because we do have desperation 1.
4 successes total.
Ooh.
I had a willpower, so.
Okay.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. As you take off running, Trini, did you, while you were having this conversation with Morgan, ever take your eyes off this thing?
No,
Okay.
I've been watching it 100%.
You realize that it didn't seem to pick up on your conversation. Like, once you guys stopped to have the conversation, it stopped moving. But once Morgan takes off running, you see it begin to go barreling after.
Freeze! I'll yell.
Oh, freeze.
It stops, and you see it stop moving and go slower and sort of look around. At this point, Trina, you and Tank are about 2 feet away from this thing. And Tank's hair is up on all ends, just waiting.
I'm going to slowly reach down and undo Tank's collar,
Okay.
holding on to the little jingle bells as I slide it off of his neck. And then I'm going to yeet it underneath its legs so it slides along the floor and hope that attracts its attention.
As it slides across the carpet and the floor, you can see, without it really moving, its long head and neck turn and look at it, and instantly the stinger goes through the floor and goes through his collar.
Since its head is turned around,
Mhm.
we'll take that opportunity to back up a few steps, put
Yep.
some distance between us and it.
As you take a few steps, it immediately turns around and looks back,
I'll
almost
freeze.
like it doesn't need to necessarily see you to recognize that there is movement happening. And it begins to look around. Outside crew, the sirens are getting very close, maybe a couple streets away.
Did we hear a yell of freeze in there?
You indeed did hear a very muffled yell of freeze going from inside the house.
Did it sound like it's going down kind of situation? I'm assuming we don't hear like the sound of a fight because they're trying to be sneaky.
No, yeah, you don't hear a sound of a fight. You hear the sound of Trini yelling freeze, and definitely, I would probably assume a more like heightened panic, not necessarily panic, but a heightened emotion situation. Tell me if I'm wrong on that, Trina, but
No, it was yeah, definitely
Yeah,
on the edge of panic.
exactly. That's what I assumed. I just want to assume. Jonas, as you're also, actively keeping out for these things, it doesn't seem like you were the only individuals who heard the freeze. It looks like a couple of neighbors begin to like slowly peek open their windows and see exactly what's going on.
Okay.
If
When
I
we
s-
arrived, did the building just look run down, or did it look abandoned?
It just looked run down. It didn't look abandoned.
Okay. Riley, any thoughts?
well, the tone of your voice is saying that maybe the sirens aren't a good thing anymore.
I think we can deal with the sirens.
Okay.
I'm concerned about our friends in there.
I don't know what help I would be in there other than being able to point and go, that's it.
I guess, do you feel like something spooky's going on?
I mean, I can and like I'm gonna like stop and kind of focus in the general direction, like towards the house a little bit.
Sure.
Just looks like deep contemplation for a second. Then I am going to use sense the unnatural.
I typed in sense the unseen.
I do have hands free, so I don't have any use for like a totem or talisman or anything like that.
Love that.
So it's wits and occult
Yep.
or science. So I think we had talked about it being occult for me.
Right, because you aren't using any sort of tool or
Yeah.
gadget for it.
All right, making sure I have the right dice pool for this. Sorry.
Yep, resolve plus occult.
Is it resolve or is it wits?
Resolve for nope, that's repel. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I panicked because I was
You're
like,
right.
did I
It's
build this
wits-
completely wrong?
Wits and occult. You're good. You're good. I
Wits and
scrolled a
occult.
little too far.
All right.
I did the thing where it says sense the unnatural at the very bottom. So of course I went to the next page, not the right half of the page, because that'd be silly.
Does my specialization of vampires apply to this?
Weirdly enough, it does not apply to this situation.
Oh. What about my specialization of weird space scorpions?
Also doesn't apply in this situation.
Damn.
It's a ghost space scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about my specialization of please?
No, sorry. That definitely doesn't apply.
Riley's so pretty though.
I'm re-rolling on that.
Okay.
Like I'm willpowering that. Not a question mark. Learn to type.
Ooh.
All right. 3 successes.
And is that what you need? I think there's a set DC.
Difficulty. Must win on an edge test with a difficulty rating from 3 to 5, depending on the type and power of the creature.
Okay. Unfortunately for you, that will not be enough.
I knew I should have just said 3 and not given you the choice.
I would have looked it up because we're still learning how these perks work. So calm down. Still not enough. And with that, we will go ahead and also increase desperation up to 2.
Oof.
But you can definitely sense that something supernatural is happening. But you can't get a understanding of what it is or how it's being affected. But something with this house is supernatural in matter.
Okay. Then just confirmed. There's something going on here that's not just people. Don't know what or where or why or how, but the vibes are definitely off.
Okay. Then we need to get them time. I'll deal with the cops. Do you want to loop around and see if there's any way to help them?
I can try. Yeah. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Break. Good luck.
Okay. In response to the break, he just gets
And I'm gonna like head off and see if I can get around, like if there's like a back gate or something to hop or anything like that.
Yeah. You go ahead and head around the side of the house.
Bruce,
Mhm.
quick question.
Of
Was
course.
the house completely dark? Like, were all the curtains drawn, the blinds drawn?
Yeah, everything was drawn, but there was still a light on in the front room, and in the kitchen had a light. But
Okay.
besides the two of those, everything else has been turned off.
So that answers that question.
And now that you guys have been here for a moment and just contemplating everything that's going on, you begin to smell not only burning, but like the smell of meat that's been charred for a little too long, and got that smell of that. Trina, you've had the chance of and the pleasure of learning of burning flesh a little bit. Coming, not that the oven is opened up. And everyone gets to hear this wonderful piece of information as you guys all hear a smoke alarm begin to go off as the smoke is beginning to fill up the area.
Does the monster react at all to the smoke alarm?
No.
So it's deaf.
Oh, anyway.
I'll slowly pull my phone out of my pocket. And I will slip into my settings.
Of course.
And I'll change my alarm so that it's a bright white flashing screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll set an alarm for like 15 seconds.
Okay.
Then I'll put that on the floor and once again slide that over towards the monster.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to go all, how do you say, air hockey with it. I
Of
want
course.
it to kind of ricochet off the walls and kind of hopefully avoid its little stinger until the alarm can go off.
Yeah.
I do think when you open your phone, you either have a message or get a message shortly thereafter that says, "Emergency folks are basically here."
I don't have time to type fuck, but
Just
the
note
fuck's
it's about-
implied.
Exactly. As you are in the process of getting it all set up, you do notice the monster's head begins to look like it's tracing something against the wall. Something wrapping around the side of the house. Before it disappears back into the kitchen.
Fuck
yeah,
that!
Let's go.
Running like a motherfucker.
I like it.
If Morgan's still there by the time I turn around, she's getting run over.
And no, at this point, Morgan pretty much got to the door before the freeze was yelled. So you guys definitely are able to get through. And as you get in, you can see there is a blood splatter on one of the walls. And a large open area where you can now see partially chewed on rib cage. There's looks like a lot of organs and stuff that have sort of just been either partially eaten or but beyond that, you do have a nice double window you can hop on out.
Yeah, I'm closing the door behind me.
Mhm.
We're gonna have to talk to the cops anyways, so there ain't no way I'm I got blood on my shoes. My
Yeah.
dog's collar's pierced to the floor in the goddamn hallway. We're not walking away from this one without talking to some cops.
Riley,
Hi.
you make it to the side and towards the back of the house. There's no gate or fence or anything like that. You do see a back door that was looks like a sliding glass door. Can't tell what room it goes into. It's dark.
All right. Well, this is fun. Okay. I'm gonna check to see if the door is locked.
Yeah, you look at it and it is indeed locked.
All right. Then I will proceed to. I don't really want to be committing a crime as the cops show up.
Right.
I'm gonna start heading just kind of around the house in general, looking for another way in.
Okay.
Open window, unlocked like side door, that kind of thing.
Yeah. As you're like heading past that back door and continuing around the side of the house, you begin to hear a loud shatter of glass coming from behind you. As you can now see this large neck looking around the side of the house, looking at you, before disappearing into like a hole or something that was off in the distance. It looked like it just burrowed in to the ground.
All right. Oh my god. Well, then this is wild. Doing everything possible to stifle a scream. We're gonna take off around the far side of the house and try to get back to the front.
Okay. Just gonna take off.
Like mental logic being, I mean, this thing is creepy as shit. If there's more people around, then I'm not the crazy one when I have to go, this thing is creepy as shit. And also, who knows? Maybe it doesn't like that many people. Power in numbers.
Exactly.
So, like, yeah. But yeah, we're booking it.
You begin to book it around the side of the house. Morgan and Trina, as you guys are in the process of opening the window and climbing out that way, you feel like you're being watched.
I'm not looking back. Seen enough of that fucking thing for tonight, thank you. Trina's usually nice, but if Morgan's going first, she's getting shoved, booted, and kicked to get her ass out that window.
Roughly at this point, Tank begins to bark.
Do I see anything out the window?
No, not. I mean, you see Jonas out the window in the cul-de-sac
But
before
nothing
you.
else.
No, nothing else outside the window.
Well, then I'm gonna jump out.
Okay.
And run towards Jonas.
I will, I'll grab Tank, and we're just gonna leap out the window together.
As you turn around to grab Tank, you notice a person standing off in the corner.
I'm gonna free.
How
Do they look like a person?
Yeah, they look like a person. Just standing off in the corner.
Does the face look anything like the distorted face that was on the head of the creepy centipede snake neck monster?
No, it looks like the person without a hole in their chest that you saw in the
honey.
front room.
Oh, honey. We'll be back. I promise. We'll help you.
And
Can you give us a clue?
You see him turn around and walk through the wall, heading deeper into the house.
Okay. Yep. On that, that's my cue to get the fuck out of here.
As you hop out with Tank, you can see the wonderful blue and red lights down the street, sort of painting the side of the houses a few blocks out.
Okay, story straight, y'all. You got a phone call from this guy you met, okay? That's real. We called it into 911. We rushed over here. All right? The door was unlocked when we got here. We went inside. We're looking around, saw blood, found the body. We heard somebody moving around in there, so we ran like hell. We didn't get a good look at him.
Okay. Where's Riley?
He's not with you? Oh, if that
No,
fool
he was
went
with
inside the
you.
house.
Right about this time, Riley is hauling ass, wrapping around the side of the house.
It's like in every other breath, like, you know, when you're running, it's like, every exhale is fuck, 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 fuck.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. Story. Morgan got a call from this guy. We came here. Then what? What happened in there?
We went inside. Y'all waited at the door because, we didn't know what was going on. We went inside because I'm a nurse, or was a nurse, was trying to see if, because the phone call, we thought he needed help. And then we went inside. We found him dead in a room. We heard somebody moving around in there. We didn't take time to look at it. We just ran like hell and got out of the house.
All
What's with
right.
the fire alarm?
Someone left the oven on.
Okay. Okay.
So, before the cops or whoever it is actually gets here, did you guys see that shit too?
If you're talking about the giant monster with the snake neck and the centipede legs and the scorpion tail, yeah, we saw it.
Fucking winked at me. Oh my god.
The what?
Uh-huh.
We'll talk about it later. Don't get
We'll
it
talk
mixed
about it
up. We got to keep our stories straight.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
feel like
at that point,
don't mention it.
Trina sits down on the stairs and just immediately starts crying. That adrenaline dump finally hit her.
And Riley is visibly shaken. So
She
we'll sit
takes her
down next to you as well.
She takes her shoes off and kind of sets them on the sidewalk because the bottoms are soaked in blood. That's going to be evidence, honey. You might as well take your shoes off.
Glad you made it out.
Me too. She kind of wraps her arm around Riley and kind of pulls him close. And
Yeah. Riley will kind of lean in a little bit, put their arm around Trina there as well. It probably sounded more sarcastic than it was meant to be. That was legitimate. I'm sorry.
no, it's good, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Holy fuck.
Also, I just took sent you guys a picture of what you guys have just witnessed inside that house.
No, thank you.
Oh, gross.
Oh, hell yeah. No, that's terrible.
So gross.
That's all that big.
Not necessarily that tall, but it was closer to probably like 6.5 feet, 7 feet tall.
Oh,
versus-
because I was picturing something like Labrador sized.
No. We're talking like very large, like 6.5, 7 feet tall.
How long are we gonna have to sit here? I think I need new shorts.
Quit making me laugh, honey. This is supposed to be serious.
I know. Humor's the best defense, right?
Yeah, but the cops won't think it's so funny when they see what's in that room.
That's fair. Oh shit, cops.
Do you
Okay.
have a record?
No.
Hey, Jonas, do me a favor. She reaches.
I'm not
She reaches behind her and pulls out a gun and some lockpicks. Would you get rid of that for me, honey?
I just
walk over, glove compartment of the car.
I might have some.
Thinks about it for a minute, puts his own gun in the glove compartment.
Riley's gonna pull out a small like little brass cylinder from their pocket and just kind of like look around and give Trina like a knowing look. But they're just gonna cheek it like down like the gum line in the cheek. They're just gonna put it back, like stuff it down in there like you would.
Is
like
that
chewing
watertight,
tobacco.
honey?
If I tighten it all the way in, it is. I hope so.
Tighten it and swallow it.
It's probably a good idea. A little tightened all the way in, and then take it like a pill. Just down the hatch. Here we go. Ugh. Oh man, I'm gonna have to run some errands later.
I hope you don't plan to snort it once you get it back.
Oh no, I have to. The errands are getting new. There's no. Are you kidding me? After that bullshit, after the fucking Scorpion King in there, I'm not going to sleep sober tonight.
Okay, so anyone have anything else that they need to? What? You're not gonna what?
What?
Woo!
Damn it!
And you see a couple of squad cars pull up. And as you guys know, um, these are just normal IMPD officers. FBI has left Indianapolis after some time, as the forces have rebuilt after the crazy gang fight that happened quite some time ago, and the attack on the Indianapolis Art Museum as well. But you guys do have a couple of officers who show up, and they do, or they don't have the weapons drawn, but they definitely have their hands sort of on the little snap of it, just in case, as they show up here. Can everyone please tell me why we're gathered outside of this house?
And she'll immediately kind of jump back into the feelings she had before, so the waterworks start back up and double. He's inside. The body. It's horrible.
The four of them begin to like look at each other, and one officer stays out with you guys, and the other three begin to move past you and head into the house and like begin to check the house. As now, after a few moments, there's smoke sort of billowing out the front door, as well.
So I think that Jonas will give the most watered down version of the story that he can come up with, which is this is Morgan, a friend of mine. She got a call from somebody that she'd met earlier tonight. Sounded like the person was in danger. We dialed 911 from down by the Institute, whose name I'm forgetting at this exact moment, the Julian Center. And yep, you may have had some information on that.
Yep.
We got here, and Trina has medical experience, so door was unlocked. So she went in to help. Person didn't seem like they needed help anymore. Fire alarm went off. Not sure exactly why.
Please go ahead and roll me charisma plus persuasion for me.
Okay, I also have disliked the cops.
Oh no!
So-
Like the cops don't like you, or you don't
Yeah.
like them?
The cops don't like me.
Oh hell yeah!
One moment, please.
I think it just costs me a die.
Yeah, it was one die from except for contacts and allies and other explicitly loyal supporters. But yes.
4 successes.
Woo!
There we go.
They definitely eye you up and down, and show a very, not to say disgruntled look, but they just like, okay, as if they probably know of at least you or the Julian Center, one of the two.
So we'll talk about it after. It would be Diego. If any of them know Diego, then they would probably have heard of me and why Diego is not on the force anymore.
I absolutely love it. Look, all right. We take your story. They're gonna check out the house and see exactly what we're dealing with. Well,
Yeah, happy to give a statement, but I would say, looking at the others, you don't have to say anything without an attorney present.
The officer does look at each one of you and just sort of nods.
I'm happy to talk, though.
Riley is actively not making eye contact with this cop.
Trina's helping with that by, still having her arm draped around him. And
looking
kinda-
more distraught, like trying to really like lay on the like we just showed up and things are terrible kind of vibes.
Yeah, and those vibes are everywhere.
Everything sucks.
Yeah. One of the cops comes running out and vomits all over the entire patio. And the other two slowly, like, pat him on the back and like move him off to the side and close it. And one goes out to the squad car and begins to tape it off as crime scene. Look, you guys don't have to give statements, but please, if you could leave your contact information, we would appreciate it. Just so that way we can corroborate. Sorry, we based off the wound to the victim. We don't have to do a thorough investigation, but obviously you guys did call this in from a place where it would be difficult for you guys to be suspects in this, but you know how these things go. And he's sort of looking over to you, Jonas. Just try to be available if you can, please.
Yeah, and Jonas is happy to give a statement right now and will not mention anything about how we got here faster than.
They sincerely appreciate it.
Officer, I did take my shoes off because I did step in some blood.
Mhm.
And I just want to make sure y'all can photograph those so you'll be able to exclude our shoe prints.
Yeah, I mean, we won't be able to, but we can definitely the crime scene investigators will be able to do that. Then, if you are interested in having it, as long as it's not evidence used in this case, then if you want to give us an address, we'd be happy to ship them to you.
That's okay, honey. I'll just buy a new pair.
All right. Well, at least let you know still once the investigation is concluded. That way, if you want to, you can go ahead and give us the okay at a later time to dispose of if you need to. And then he goes ahead and hands out his ID card as a Jonathan Anderson.
Okay.
Please feel free to, if you guys have any other things you may have seen or noticed, no detail is too small. Call that number and it will go to myself or whoever is on duty for dispatch, and they'll be able to help you and leave a message and stuff like that. I do apologize for what you seen, but I do appreciate you guys taking the action on trying to assist someone who is injured. So I do sincerely appreciate that. But if you guys wouldn't mind leaving the property, we want to make sure that everything's clear for when CSI gets here.
Good
Of
thing.
course.
Head over to Morgan's car and get in as coolly but as quickly as possible.
Weirdly enough, I will allow it.
Get in, we're sad. Get in. Get in.
We're distraught. You guys are able to go ahead and get into the Morgan's car easily enough, unhindered from any sort of anything stopping you guys from heading that way. But you guys do end up seeing a news van sort of pull up very quickly with a large satellite dish on the top of it.
I'm just gonna start driving.
Who is the TV station?
It is Fox 59.
Do I recognize the reporter as they get out of the van?
They actually don't get out of the van. They just pull up to it.
Gotcha.
You can go ahead and roll wits and awareness to see if you can see any sort of make anything out as you guys are driving by, as Morgan's just sort of driving out. DC's going to be 3 on it, though.
Well, I'll give it a shot. No.
Okay.
Denied.
3.
Woohoo!
You look through and you do not recognize either of the individuals in the vehicle.
Could I jot down
And-
the license plate on the way by?
You can absolutely do that.
I was just about to say. Did somebody get the license plate?
You
In
can.
all seriousness and shock, I would ask. So where are we going now? Sorry, I just didn't want to be on TV at this point.
Yeah, we don't want to be anywhere near here. I'd say, particularly since we're probably coming back.
Denny's?
Jonas sounds very sure that everybody's coming back.
Did somebody say Denny's?
Denny's? I could go for some Denny's.
Pancakes
Sure.
sound immaculate at the moment.
Agreed.
Okay, Denny's it is.
And are you guys heading to the just the closest Denny's?
Is there one close to the Institute, the center?
Relatively close.
Okay, we'll go to that one.
On the way, Jonas is going to be like, yeah, so I will go down to the station tomorrow and give them a statement. Tell them everything that I saw from the porch. I think I'd recommend, though, that y'all not.
Yeah, it's going to be a good idea if I avoid dealing with the authorities too much. I don't think my ID is going to hold up too strong if they go looking.
Hold up, Trina, are you lying to us about who you are?
Not lying, honey. I just have to use a different name. Not so happy now.
Anyway, okay, we're back. Sorry, guys. Technology is wonderful until it's not. Yay,
Freaking 2 for 2, dog.
dude! It's a whole new thing. All right, so you guys are heading to the Denny's, and Jonas is putting in a statement tomorrow for the group. Is that correct?
And
Yeah.
is telling the others, like, hey, you probably shouldn't.
Okay.
When we get to Denny's, would somebody be able to order for me? I might need to take a real quick walkabout.
I'd rather you didn't.
I can go with you.
Okay.
Unless you don't want me to.
No, you know what? I'll do it later. It's fine.
She puts her hand on Morgan's hands. Do you also ski the white slopes?
No, I was just offering so that it would be safe.
You
I
packing?
guess.
No. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go get some pancakes now.
Weird question that
I was
Jonas
trying to be nice.
probably might be able to answer. Around Denny's or around the center, where would the drugs be safer?
Hell yeah. Thanks for looking out.
Go ahead and roll intelligence plus streetwise.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately, it's intelligence.
Can't
Three
believe
hits.
Jonas doesn't know these
Well,
streets.
Jonas does know these streets. Definitely would be
Jonas does know these things.
definitely would probably be safer closer um, to the center because it's not as mm, yeah, probably closer to the center than it would be to where the Denny's is located.
So I think that Jonas will just be like, "Yeah, you should wait. You should wait till way later. But if you're not going to, you should at least wait till we're back at Julian."
All right. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, because because the stuff that I had, I don't want anymore. Like if I were to get it back, I really don't want that. So I'm gonna need something before I start fiending in a big way and make some real dumb choices. I mean, I feel like I got time. Yeah, I got a little bit of time. Pancakes first, deals later. I just realized how awful that sounds and how incredibly disappointed you probably are in me, and I'm sorry about that.
It's your journey. At the end of the day, it's your journey. I want to help you, but that it doesn't matter if I want it.
No, I just don't. No, there's a lot of things that I can say, but there's a lot of things that probably shouldn't at Denny's.
You're good. You're good. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
In your own time.
Okay.
He's gonna rally a little bit behind that and be like, in your time, in your own time. You've had a hard journey to get where you are.
All right. So pancakes.
Pancakes.
Congratulations, you guys have officially made it to Denny's, and you guys have a small little table. There's a decent amount of people here. But other than that, you guys are relatively by yourself. I mean, obviously, conversations can be overheard because it is decently full, but you guys are sitting at a table. You guys have had a waitress come up to you and ask what you guys wanted to order, and at this point, the food has been served.
Trina's gonna lean over to Riley and kind of whisper in his ear, "Honey, would you mind stepping outside and just taking a quick glance around and see if that news van might have followed us down here?"
Yeah, I could do that. You're not setting me up for something weird, right?
No, honey.
All right. Sorry, habits. Yeah, all right. I'll be right back. Riley will take one last massive bite of pancakes.
I can see Riley as the type of guy who would literally pick up a soggy, soppy, wet pancake and just walk out eating it like a handful of pancake.
And you can see this whole time while eating, Riley's trying really hard to eat like a normal person, but they're also kind of eating like they haven't really had open access to food or easy access to food in a very long time. So it's very quick, and it's very like trying to be hidden, if that makes sense.
Very goblin-esque. We get it.
Yes. But not intentionally gross.
While he steps outside, I'll ask the waitress to bring him another short stack.
Nice.
Pancakes, dog.
Go ahead and roll. What's an awareness for me, Riley? Now I really want some pancakes from Denny's.
I know, dude. I'm sitting here thinking, whew, I go for some pancakes. I know what I'm making for breakfast tomorrow.
Right.
Tonight's episode sponsored by Denny.
Denny's, if you're out there. Let's talk.
So, question real fast
Mhm.
before I make a choice on this.
Okay.
Willpower, is it when you recovering willpower?
Mhm.
Is it the same as recovering willpower in vampire?
It is.
Okay, and that's your at the beginning of every session you get back your resolve and willpower, correct?
Resolve, or there's another stat for it. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's resolve or something. You're like whichever one's higher, but you get that at the beginning, unless it's like mid combat or something like that. Then sometimes I as you've seen, not do it. But
Yeah. Then I'm gonna because Trina asked me to go look. I'm gonna willpower on this one.
okay, we also still have
which-
desperation dice if you really want to.
What happens if you roll a 1 on a desperation dice, though?
Bad things.
Terrible things.
Danger goes up by 1. Desperation might go up by 1.
I'm just gonna normal willpower. I don't think we're that desperate yet.
No.
Ah,
shit.
damn it. So
Well,
it's
still
two
2 successes.
2 total. That's like my good pool. Like,
I know. I always hate that shit when you're like best pool rolls like hot garbage.
the majority of my pools are 6 dice for things that I do.
That's pretty good.
Feels pretty good.
2 successes. You look around. You don't see any sort of van.
All right. I'll take probably 2-3 minutes, something like that. Like step outside. Kind of just like I'm getting some air, and not seeing any vans, anything like that. I'll come on back in.
As you turn around and like begin to head back inside, you bump into someone. Like just
If
bolters.
it's the Scorpion King, I'm gonna shit
It
my
is.
pants.
It is Noah. Just
Yes, that is what I'm going to refer to that man as forever now.
That's
The
fair.
Scorpion King. I like
You bump into some lady about late 30s, long brown hair, sort of tied back a little bit, very well dressed. Oh, I'm so sorry. And she like just pats her chest and like walks by. That's my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, no, all good. You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm perfect. I just didn't see you. Sorry, I was glued to my phone.
I get how that goes. All right. And while we're having this conversation, I'm going to pat pockets like mine and make sure nothing got swiped.
Okay.
I know that trick. I've pulled that trick.
Yeah. You pat.
So-
I'm not going to make you roll for it. You pat your pockets. And as you're patting, she's like, "Oh, okay," and she gets on the phone and begins to walk away. Nothing was taken, but there is a business card that was into one of your pockets.
Oh, so she reverse pickpocketed me. She planted something.
She did.
All right. I'm going to read the business card. Unless it says, like, you gonna die.
It says Kate Dennison, project manager. Orpheus Group.
All right. How do you spell Dennis? Like Dennison, like the things that live there?
No, like Dennison.
Okay.
Like Denny's son
Okay.
at the Denny's.
You said Orpheus Group?
Yep, Orpheus Group.
Gotcha. All right. Like, right on. All right. Kind of wave in her direction and then head back inside. Good news. No van. As I sit back down.
That is good news. I got you more pancakes coming, honey.
Oh my god, that's even better news. Other news? Somebody left this in my pocket? And I'm gonna pull the business card out and kind of set it on the table.
I'll clamp an eyeball on it.
Yeah.
During my time with Mehmet, is this a group that ever came up?
He is a contact
He was my mentor.
mentor. We look at
he's
the
in prison now, but
right, of course, as all great mentors are.
If your mentor didn't go to jail, were you really mentored?
exactly.
What level mentor? What dot mentor is he?
2 dot.
2 dot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a journeyman hunter. Not that he is aware of. Not
Okay.
that's
He
anything
just
like any
never
conversation
brought
has
him up.
come up.
What about a quick Google?
Quick Google search.
Yeah,
Um,
I do think that Jonas would do my normal face thing, which is pick up the card, go, huh, and then hand it to Morgan. Who's that? Do you know?
who's that? Um,
Do I recognize?
no, none of you guys have heard of the Orpheus Group as far as like as a base company. Um, but
I'm just
if
gonna start googling,
yeah,
doing all that shit.
Intel plus
Google Food.
technology, please. Unless you're wanting to use your Edge, or if you have an Edge, that might help, but I'm not sure. Otherwise, we will make the Google dice roll Intel plus the technology.
One success.
One success.
I got the name spelled correctly.
Exactly, and nothing came up.
I don't know. People always talking about Tor browsers and the Onion and all kinds of mumbo jumbo. Makes no sense to me. All I got's Google.
Riley is actively just destroying some pancakes while all this is going on.
That's very, very fair.
Like, not that they don't care, just
Yeah.
that pancakes take precedent at the moment.
Trina
Just-
pats their thigh and says, "I got a hot pot of black coffee coming too."
Caffeine and a full stomach. This isn't real.
This is all fake.
I
Welcome to
got
the Matrix.
6 successes on Intel
Nice.
and Global Access does have a test difficulty at 4.
And is that what you rolled?
What?
Did you
Yes, Intel
roll?
and Tech. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. What? Because we're still learning. What does that Edge do for you?
Let's look. Spinning. The hunter can gain access to any kind of data on any subject or person in any conceivable system, ranging from surveillance to law enforcement to bury transactional records. But I don't have perks, so without perks, this ability does not allow for the manipulation of data, though, and in the case of non-network systems, the hunter needs physical access to the local network.
Okay. Sorry, I'm pulling up some notes here, so please bear with me.
I'm also assuming that 6 hits on a Google search is just asking OpenAI.
Yeah, pretty much.
As I'm like researching, I'm still just eating the pancakes, drinking the coffee. I don't know,
Just
all at the same time.
Just making it seem easy.
yeah, really.
Right, right.
You look
The
like
horror,
you're
you know.
you're scrolling Facebook, but you're actually like hacking the Pentagon right now.
Um,
Do that.
the Orpheus Group. You do know that they have a lot of pop-up shops that are mostly off on the East Coast, but they do spread all over the U.S. and really all over the globe. But they are a firm of employees that work on attempting to deal with a lot of the supernatural. As the time went on, there was a lot of different companies they went by. The JDG Cryogenics in '86. They became the Orpheus Group in '94. Um, they did partner with the NSA for a hot minute. And despite with a lot of problems they had taken care of in the past, um, they were able to use some of these experiments and other projections feasible. And in '96, they became public with technology and made themselves available to hire. This was what they would call a hunter organization.
I would relay everything that I have found on the World Wide Web to everybody at the table.
Trina kind of leans over and looks at your phone. She's like, "You did all that with Google? They don't even have a website that I could find."
You just gotta know where to look on Google, you know?
I gotta learn from you, girl.
Yeah, I mean, I could, if you're interested. I mean, seems kind of boring to most people, but
Girl, you sat there for like 5 minutes and whipped out like the whole thing. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't have financial reports.
oh, I could probably get those. Do we need those?
No, honey, we don't.
Oh, okay.
No, I think we need to figure out what they want with a thrall.
With what?
Someone who was enthralled to
Oh.
a bloodsucker.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
not
like
you
in,
anymore, but they
I'm
might
in
not
like
know.
the hot demand right now. Should I start like charging for just being around and people wanting to talk to me?
Trina's just shaking her head.
I don't know how you would even do that, but
I don't either.
I mean, all ways make money, you know?
Step
Trying to
one, acquire
monetize
currency.
something. Trying to monetize something like that's likely to get you killed.
I feel like that's kind of going around a lot right now.
Well, let's deal with the giant scorpion monster first.
Oh my god, the fucking Scorpion King, that fucking guy.
Yeah, and if you want to figure out how to monetize that, that's when you talk to the Orpheus group.
I kind of don't know if I want to talk to him. Like,
I don't know. People like that skeeve me out.
yeah, 100%. Like, I'm sorry, did you just want to talk to me because of who I was? Like, you don't know anything about me. You're just like, ooh, hey. And this is the proverbial you, like the Orpheus group you. Like, come on now. I'm a person. I'm not just somebody formerly associated with leeches.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't bode well. I'm not sure I like the sound of that one.
Not in my head.
Just
So, who gave this to you?
lady in the parking lot. She bumped into me and I apologized, and she was on the phone and she was like, "Oh, my bad." And then that's a move I've pulled to snag a phone or a wallet or something. So I checked to make sure that all my stuff was there, and boom, this card was now in my pocket.
So, shouldn't even talk to you?
She did a little bit. Like it was a small apology of like, "Oops, my bad. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention." Very clandestine. That's what makes it weird, right?
Extra weird.
Yeah, kind of, but I didn't want to say that.
I went from like thinking I was cool to now that's just creepy and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's well, I would say that that's the average experience, but that was my experience too.
Oh, you
So-
like know these people.
No, I don't know them. I know of groups like.
So look, y'all, we best be making a plan for what we plan to do about that house. It's not safe. We need to figure out how to get rid of that thing before somebody else wanders in there and gets hurt.
Yeah. Once we get home, or once we get back to my home, and maybe Riley's for a minute, I have some stuff that I can look into that might give us an angle. Otherwise, my plan was to go ask the neighbors, basically, figure out what's been going on around.
Morgan, what was his name?
Hayden.
Did you get a last name on him, honey? All right, I think tomorrow morning I'm going to head down to the tax assessor's office. I'm going to see what information I can drum up on that house. And then I'll probably swing by the library and see if I can pull any information about this person who died. You said it was how long ago?
Just within the last few years. But I'm just confused why we saw that instead of the ghost, because that was the whole reason.
Well, maybe that was the ghost. Maybe it's become some sort of disturbed spirit and opened itself up to being corrupted by some dark forces. I mean, I'm hoping Jonas can find something that, well, point us in the right direction.
As we get later on in the evening, Morgan, you get a text message from your sister. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, why?
Friends of mine were on a stroll and said that there were some cops asking you some questions.
Asking me questions?
Well, you and a group of people yours were hanging with.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
Did they say anything else that was going on over there? Like if they saw anything else?
Yeah, but probably something we shouldn't text or talk about. You want to meet?
Yes, all caps.
When and where?
What time is it right now? It's later on, but like what time?
Yeah, you're looking at probably right about, as you know, time has gone on, looking at probably about 9 o'clock at this point.
Let's do, I'll say 11 p.m. and then I'll mention a bar that's nearby.
She will happily rebuttal and ask about a bar in Avon about sidelines.
Let's do it.
Perfect. And with that, we will go ahead and wrap up this evening. Thank you guys so much for coming, hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Do feel sorry, about the technical issues that we had this evening. This will be uploaded on Monday on youtube.com/@jbrews. And again, this episode is sponsored by the one and only Adventure Dice. Make sure to head over to adventuredice.ca and use code JBrews for 10% off your dice needs, especially as we get closer and closer to Gen Con. Everyone needs more dice to go out and play at the games, so make sure to go check them out. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week on another episode of Indy by Night Hunter Edition. Thank you, and have a fantastic evening, y'all. Bye.
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 Bye.